Hello YouTubers, we've made it to another day where we get on to the indoor bike, where we get onto Zwift. This time, instead of doing the climb, the Alpe Du Zwift, today we get to do one of the most difficult routes on Zwift, the Uber Pretzel. Adam has told me it is a delightful ride, so as the weather is improving but not quite there yet to get outside and do a long ride like this, we're indoors and we're going to see what the longest ride for me that I've ever done on a bike, let alone an indoor bike, will be like. So come with me on the journey and we'll see how we get on. As you've seen, I've had some food already, a couple of bowls of cereal, little bit of banana peanut butter, and I've got my little bit of food here, drink ready, and I'm probably going to have a little bit of a break to get some more food, to get some more fuel, because remember, food is fuel. So let's hop onto the bicycle and get going for the Uber Pretzel. Oh yeah! Okay, so here we go. And we're off. Exiting the sea, heading up the Epic Kom. I love the little climb to start off the Uber Pretzel. I don't really know any of this route. I've only done a couple of routes around Zwift. So basically this entire ride will be new to me, and I don't know what order this route is. So we start off with a big climb, and I know we finish off with the Alpe Du Zwift, but I don't know what's in between. So I love a bit of variation, because remember, variation is one of the keys to motivation. This should be a fun one. So this will be obvious for those of you that cycle a lot or use Zwift a lot already, but right now, traveling or just traveled over a bridge, I've just been under the sea, and then I'm going to head up and climb up a mountain in a second. It just makes workouts that little bit different, that little bit more likely to have a little bit more fun, and means that on the days where you don't want to train, it means you're more likely to train. So for those of you out there that don't use Zwift or don't cycle or only use one modality for training, I really recommend getting out there and changing up your training. Whether you're a cyclist and you only cycle, or you're an indoor rower and you only go on the rowing machine. Just trying to change things up. Obviously it's not quite as easy as that sometimes, but if you're able to change up your training a little bit, it can make training a good bit more fun and overall a bit easier, even if you are doing the same intensities throughout your training. So now the mountain is starting to, oh no, we're coming back down, but we're at the bottom of the mountain. I'll be interested, we've only done a few K now, 6 or 7K. I'll be interested to see how we get on as we get into this ride. And just finished the Epic Kom, and now it's time to go up the radio tower, which should be interesting. This ride itself, since it's going to be a long one, keeping the intensity low enough at the start so I can keep it going throughout the whole ride, and if it's too easy, then I can always do it again. So I've done this part before, this route, this section, so I'm interested to see how the radio tower, the big climb, goes. And that is the radio tower bonus climb complete. Another lovely beginning to the ride. Just about an hour in. Quite a while to go, still 113k. Now coasting mostly back down the hill, and then now seeing where we end up. Thought might as well try and hit above, I think it's 90 kilometers or is that 100, and do a little burst as we head down the steep hill. See how fast we can go. Again, a little bit of a change. Wouldn't normally do that on a static bike because there aren't necessarily any hills. Just heading down the hill still, and we're already over 1,000 calories in just over an hour. So this one's going to be a high calorie burner. Good thing I had a big breakfast, and we're going to just continue fueling throughout this workout, throughout the Uber Pretzel. Another lovely bit of variation, heading through the jungle. Again, this is the first time I've done pretty much all of the routes, especially in one sitting. So it's just going to be interesting heading through all the different places. And we've broken into double figures, under 100k remaining. Feeling okay. So what's that? Just shy of 30k in. So far so good. Will I be saying that in 100k's time? So we're approaching almost 2 hours now. I can just see the volcano in the distance, and that means another climb. So mostly flat for the last 45-ish minutes, and now up another mountain. This one, no idea what it entails, but I did see the route, and there's some interesting paths, interesting roads we're going to take on this one. And we're almost at the top of the volcano. Oh, it's got a bit steep now. Oh, wrong gear. Yeah, there's one. There we go. And Adam has joined as well, so that's one of the benefits of Zwift. There's so many people that use it. People you know can jump in, join you, and either encourage you to go faster or just keep you company on a long ride like this one. So just getting to the top now. Only a few meters to go, and then probably, I assume, a little coast down. Okay, almost 3 hours in now. Adam's said his goodbyes, so I'm back to being by myself. Adam was way ahead, so wasn't on the screen. But feeling pretty good. Needing a bit of food though, because remember, food is fuel. So I'm going to have a little bit of a pause. I'm almost out of my juice, so fill up the juice bottle, go get some snacks, and be back on. Hopefully not too long, just having a quick stop, as I probably would anyway if I was out on the road, just having a little stop at a cafe. But I'm not at a cafe, my cafe will be my kitchen. So again, enjoying the change. I'm going through the desert at the moment under this bridge, just having a little bit of variation, and I think I'll just have a quick stop and then off we go again after a little bit of snack. I wonder if I can get there before this stops. Probably not. made it back. Got juice filled up. Got some bars to eat. Now time to hop back on the bicycle and get moving again after it's not been too long. Maybe 5 minutes or so. Oh, but the time's actually stopped. Oh, I thought it usually keeps going. But anyway, off we go. And then enjoying a little bit of food as we go on. And as always, on my adventures, we've got Yam. Yam. Yummy. He's a good boy. We've got Yam to help coach and keep me motivated throughout the workouts. And made it through 4 hours for this cycle. 107k, 21k to go for the Uber Pretzel. And I know at the end of said Uber Pretzel is the Alpe Du Zwift. So enjoying this little bit of flat while I can. And then about 1,000 meters of elevation. Absolutely delightful. Feeling reasonable. I haven't really, as you can see, watts aren't very high. I've been keeping the intensity relatively low, heart rate around, it's averaging 130 because it's a long one, so it can be really easy to go out too hard and then regret everything. But about 20k to go now, so almost done, but it's not just a flat 20k. So we'll be using the majority of the energy that my legs have left in them in the last little bit. But been a good ride. Definitely recommend it for those looking for a longer ride on Zwift. Lots of different routes, especially if you get some good music on, a little bit of YouTube maybe, a little bit of movie watching, whatever it may be. But now, heading up Alpe Du Zwift for the last thing. And again, not pushing the intensity really high, even if it is the last bit of the ride. Just keeping it somewhat steady. And a little bit of technical difficulties there. 4.5 hours in now. Hopefully everything's working. 21 hairpins to go to finish off the Uber Pretzel. Just through 5 hours. Through turn, what turn's that? Turn 9, 8, 11, 10? So almost halfway. Again, not trying to push super hard, but it's quite hard not to push hard when you're climbing Alpe Du Zwift. Oh. And there we go. Unlocked some camo kit. Got a new helmet. Every time you go on the Alpe Du Zwift, you get a little spin the wheel, you get a little prize. So today was a helmet. So what I'm going to do is just chill, spin, and then use the downhill to spin also, but also get some more free points. So and I'll also extend the distance, so it's going to be a little longer, so 130k. That's the longest ride I've ever done, ever, regardless of a outdoor bike or indoor bike. It's the longest workout I've done, regardless of modality. So, really interesting one, as always, doing something that you've never done before. According to my watch, just burned just over, so right now 7,056 calories, and by the end maybe a little bit more, just over 7,000 calories burned in the total workout. Started off this one, the Uber Pretzel, feeling confident, and I'm really glad I didn't push too hard at the start for the first hour or so, because that last sort of hour, especially with the technical difficulties, trying to make sure it's all working for you guys, making sure that the content is right, as we get a lovely view here of the top of Alpe Du Zwift. It really took it out of me that last sort of hour, maybe 2 hours, and that's the slowest time I went up Alpe Du Zwift so far, and which makes sense considering I did what, 4 hours of riding before. But again, as always, a lot of variation really helps with the motivation, doing something a little bit different, whether it's on a different modality or just something that you've never done before. For me, same modality as I've been on for a little bit of time for the last couple of months, but a completely different workout, really pushing yourself. When you do something that you've never done before, whether it's the length of workout or something like that, most calories burned, whatever it is, or even just a completely different modality, it can let you learn things as we start to coast down the hill. And I've really enjoyed this workout. And as always, Yam Squad, if you did enjoy this video, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below if you quite like the sort of Zwift stuff that I'm doing. And if you do like it, let me know if you have any suggestions of other workouts to do. Because I see a lot of people on YouTube doing different Zwift rides, but usually they're pretty experienced riders or they've been on Zwift before. And like I said at the start, pretty much I would say 80+% of this ride I've never done before. So I'm probably no longer classified as a beginner on Zwift, since I've done quite a lot of the routes now in this ride. But it gives a different perspective, and a different perspective can sometimes just be refreshing. Whew. Really needing some food now, because remember, food is fuel. And coming up in the next couple of weeks, be chatting about, like I said in the previous video, I will be chatting about upcoming program that I'll be training with Coach Colin, combining our heads, seeing what I'll be doing in the upcoming few months through the racing season coming up pretty quickly. And on top of the training program, I'll also be talking about the actual races that'll be coming up themselves, what races I hopefully, fingers crossed, will be doing in said racing season. So as always, make sure you do hit that subscribe button so you're notified when those videos do come out. And now I'm gonna coast down the hill, just keep on moving the legs, and I'll see you in the next episode.